Well, hello there. My name is Rusty Pie Lover, ginger streamer, professional high-pitch screamer, and Junker Queen praiser extraordinaire. So you got yourself Overwatch 2, did ya? You found Junker Queen, and you'd like her to step all over you. Or, perhaps you'd like to step on people. Well then, these are the 5 tips for you. Tip number 1. Use your knife. Now, Junker Queen's stats are that of a tank, but she plays more like a DPS than a tank, although she does have quite the tank utilization, whether you use her shift to make sure that you can run in and get out, gives you a little bit of a health boost and a speed boost, but her greatest weapon on her is not actually her shotgun, but her knife. So what the knife does is, if you hit a target and you right click, or on the console, I don't know what the console button is, but if you pull the knife back, it does pull the enemy towards you, which gives you a good swing with your axe, unless they're Moira or Reaper. Doesn't really work on the shield people, and Sigma and Diva will be able to stop that. However, it's to build up your ultimate. So whether you drag someone or whether you don't, as long as you throw the knife and you hit something, you will be able to build up that ult fast. So make sure you use your knife whenever you can, and maybe catch the enemy off guard, because they don't always expect a knife to stab them right in the back. So you go ahead and do that. Number 2. Get close enough. Now, if your knife doesn't pull the enemies close to you, you can always use your shift ability to give yourself a little bit of a boost and get right in there. Now, why do you want to use that? Because you want to make sure you use your axe. Your axe also does quite a bit of attrition damage, builds up your ultimate. It's also a great tool to deal with healers, especially low HP characters such as Genji, Tracer, even Mei to a point. And Junker Queen is also a great option to use against Reaper, if and only if you've got a dedicated healer. That axe does quite a bit of damage. So knife, axe, and you're real good with it. So make sure you use that axe, get in there real close to do quite a bit of damage, and then always shoot them, because it's good to, I guess, use the shotgun. Number 3, mind your HP. Now, with being close, it obviously takes a risk. Junker Queen does classify as a tank, but she's probably one of the squishiest tanks in Overwatch that there is. You have a lot of tanks that either have shields or have some absorption technique. I forgot how to speak English there. However, Junker Queen does not have these utilities. She doesn't have a self-heal. She has a little bit of a shield, but that can get blasted real quick. There are games where Junkrat will trap you, blow you up in 2 shots. So be mindful of your HP. Junker Queen is more to be played to deal the attrition damage, not to tank per se. Although she can, she's not the greatest tank in the lineup. Number 4, use your ult sparingly. Junker Queen's ultimate stops all kinds of healing happening, plus does attrition damage as it goes along. So you don't really want to be wasting this on one. I'm not saying don't use it on the key target, but it does go in a straight line, and you can almost control where it goes, so to say. But make sure that you use it sparingly. You don't build ult as fast as something like a Diva or Reinhardt, and as I said in the previous tip, you don't tank that well. So make sure you use your ult sparingly. If you can get 2 or 3 people at a time, do it, because then that's when you swing your axe, pull your knife, and just cause all kinds of mayhem. As I said, she plays more of a DPS tank than an actual frontline tank. Number 5, she isn't always the answer. Now, this is calling to all the DPS fans out there, including myself. Junker Queen is not going to be the answer for everything. She has quite a few counters. She does. If you look at counters like Junkrat, Mei, Reaper to a point, Doomfist is a great counter for her, because he just can't get anything. He can get in and out fairly easily without her having to get there. Sombra is always a great counter as well. There are way too many counters to Junker Queen, so just remember that she's not always going to be the answer. You may have to swap out your tanks for something a little bit beefier, a little bit stronger, a little bit more tanky. But if you have the option and you know that they can't deal with you, go for it. So let's go over those 5 tips. Number 1, use your knife. Number 2, get as close as possible. 3, mind your HP. 4, use your ult sparingly. And number 5, she isn't always the answer. Now, I've had a very long day at work, so my words were a little bit mixed, but please feel free to correct me in the comments. Again, these are my opinion, but these are the 5 tips that I have picked up playing Junker Queen as often as I have, and I do find her to be one of the better tanks in the game. However, she has quite a few drawbacks, but if you want that DPS rushing ability tank that just does a lot of damage in the fight, gets to shoot, and you have got dedicated healers that keeps you alive, Junkerqueen is a hero you can deal with, but it gets difficult later on in the game. So make sure, if you're gonna do this, your healers are on point, or even if they are on point, if Junkerqueen is not doing it, change. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Look out for the next 5 tips from the next hero. Now go out there and make them bow down to the queen.